is a CQ Northwest notification. At 7:20 p.m, we will join with the W.D.R.G for the weekly Wales Ragchew Net, which is due to start at 7:30. Access is available via both the CQ Northwest repeaters and W.D.R.G gateways. All are welcome. From M0NWX.
Mike 7, Charlie. Well, the timer seems to be out on the live stream. Well, if you're watching, there's about a 7-second latency. There was, but yeah, timer is out. I can hear. Nice, and I can tidy up this log a little bit. And of course, what I'm going to do now is I am going to start calling for check-ins for the Wales Ragchew Net. So, if you'd like to be number 2 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael at 11 in Tennessee, United States of America, checking into the Wales Ragchew Net, and so looking forward to a great net.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Michael, for being my number 2 there, and getting in the log there. So, yeah, good to get you there. It's always good after a week of not using the radio to actually come and everything seems to work, or am I talking too soon? So, yeah, if you'd like to be number 3 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Golf, Whiskey 5, Victor Oscar Golf, Steve in Bernard, in South Wales, in the Vale of Glamorgan, hence the D.R.G. Good evening, Chris. Good evening, Michael, and anyone else who's listening. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Mike. Steve. I got you in the log GW5VOG. So, yeah, number 4 into the Wales Ragchew Net. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Germany 0, Echo Oscar Bravo.
Cambridge, good afternoon.
Okay, I had a G0 Echo Oscar Bravo, so I might get that correct in a minute, but yeah, G0 Echo Oscar. Okay, where's the number goes, and I might get some information for you. And of course, yeah, I got G0, so that's a 0, yeah, E-U. Change it. G0 EUZ, and we'll see if that gives me the information. From by pressing down, and it does. So I know that I can edit that to a 0, and I should be good. And I'll get the information. But nope, still no information. But I'll get it on the next one for the other call sign. So I'm going to call for the 5th check-in now. Hopefully we get it. So if you'd like to be number 5 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign.
Mr. Mike. Golf, Whiskey, Zulu, Oscar.
Yep, the GW4 Zulu Oscar Mike. I did get you there with the call sign coming through on the YSX there. I've not got the name details because obviously it's YSX. Might not have a DMR ID, but I've got you in the log. So we'll see if anyone else does want to join us before I go up to the top of the list. If you want to be number 7 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
This is Kilo, November 4, Foxtrot, Romeo Kilo, Bobby in the U.S., the state of Georgia.
Yeah, thanks there, Bobby. I saw that you did come through, well, yeah, you came via the CQ Northwest platform, it looks like. And, yeah, you are getting to us, not a problem. KN4FRK, Robert. So I'll give one more call, see if we get it. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, I left a nice gap there, but yeah, good amount of check-ins for the first round there. So it's all good. We are going well. And of course, yeah, a couple of new call signs as well to me. So of course, yeah, that works out well as well. So I've got a little bit more admin to do when I pull things in for those new call signs and the locations, and I can just put it in my extra info column that you see on the net. So I will put it to net mode, as I call it, and I will go to, well, so what, I won't go there at the minute. So if you're watching the live stream, you can see the renovation pictures on my foot. But of course, yeah, that's so people can see what I've been doing there, and of course, yeah, UPVC paint works. I've had someone made a comment to me earlier this week. They said, how is the windows going in? I said, they're not going in, they're painted. They couldn't believe it. I've got the son of one of the neighbours came to me yesterday and said, you've done it now, my dad ain't happy with you. My ma wants him to go up the ladder and sort her windows out now. So yeah, starting a fashion, I wanted to give the house a bit of curb appeal. There are some before and afters in that live stream image, but they have jumbled up. But you can pretty much see the in progress because there will be a white panel. So we go over to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. Over to you there, Michael.
You most Chris, this is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa from Lebanon, Tennessee, United States of America. And I've got to see your pictures all this week, Chris. Right now it's we're actually having some high temperatures, about 26, 27 degrees Celsius here. And it's good to hear from Rod, and good to hear from Steve and Dave. And I've watched your pictures all this week. You haven't gotten down to where you're showing them what you've done with your foot. It's a different color than what you normally have, I'll say that. And say hello, well, welcome to Bobby from down in Georgia, just south of a hot place that nobody really wants to drive through, but everybody has to. But great, looking forward to a great net, and you can tell your story about your foot coming around too. You're like one of those people that, just like my brother-in-law, that has a problem with ladders. I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, a problem with ladders. It's just a problem with DIY in general, isn't it? People, regular members of the Ragchew, they've all seen the video of my first ever antenna install. Yeah, it ended up with it on my head. But of course, yeah, the foot, basically, I missed the bottom rung of the ladder. I saw a chair and thought, oh, that looks handy. Went through it. Landed a little bit weird. It went one way, it bent the other. So I went and actually, I sat down on that broken chair, so it's still serviceable. And I said to my friend, his nickname is Rockman, but of course his name's Mick. And I said to him, I said, go to my backpack in the house. I goes, get me that, and I goes and get me some water from the fridge. So he brings that. I took a few ibuprofen, drank that. I smoked a cigarette. I was straight back up the skeleton and continuing. The next day, I was on the bathroom window, as we call it, and that's like the part painted window with the ladder. So I was stood on that ladder with my foot hurting a little bit, pumped full of a little bit of painkiller as well the next day. And the bruising came out. The other thing is I've been using something called magnesium spray. It's quite expensive. magnesium oil, and yeah, you rub it in, and it helps with pain. So yeah, that's the foot story. So we will go round to Steve, GW5DOG.
GW5VOG returning. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Good evening to everybody. And yes, your paintwork looks amazing. I'm not surprised everybody thinks it's new windows. I thought that when I first saw the first bit of it about 3 weeks ago. So I'm very, very impressed with that. I might one day do the same to mine, or start doing that, so I'll be picking your brains then. Your foot, yeah, I think you need to rest it really before you carry on working. I know that's a pain. It's not very good health and safety if you're going up that ladder again with an injured foot. Anyway, never mind. You might be able to get a job as a stuntman with a film crew sometime. Carry on like that. Yeah, so when you said you came down, you thought the chair was there and thought you landed awkwardly, but then you sat in it. Did you actually sit in it to finish off the fall, I wondered, or was that later on? Anyway, back to you then, Chris. GW5DOG, returning to M7CCS.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, when I was on that seat, it wasn't, yeah, straight after. I had to navigate getting underneath out of the crossbars of the scaffolding, because the tower, you had to go up inside for the ladder for health and safety reasons. But yeah, I saw the chair there, and I just thought, and yeah, it didn't stand in weight. Won't be doing it again, I'll tell you that. So I'm now going to go round to, well, yeah, I'm going to go round to, I'm going to try and do a little search and do my own research. It's going to be G0 EOB. That's what I've got written down, that's what I've got in my log. I'll type that in QRZ. And yeah, it comes up as a ham member. But as normal, I'm not logged in, so I will get the name details in a second. But we will put over to G0 EOB.
Okay, I think it's M7CCS, Chris, I think it's the name the thing is Fred, Fox, Royal Echo Delta. The location is north, and in a little farmer's town called South, which is gateway to Exmoor National Park, where I farmed all my life, and I'm now retired at 82 years of age. But then it consists of an RT9700, running it. That is DMR 1 to 55 watts. So that is the YSF-CQNW, which I'm using at the present time. And to the left of that is the IC300 and the holding around fire, and that's the for my pre-net coming 83. So that's the story of the thing in a nutshell. Back to you there, Miss Roger. Put it back to you, Al. That's enough information for you.
Yeah, thanks. You pull the details up there as I chucked it into yeah, I'm going to have to over the next one. I can tell off as I can get some details off. But, yeah, I've farmed all your life there, so yeah, I've checked you in Fred the farmer, and of course it says Devonshire there on the QRZ as well. So yeah, you did cut in a little bit, in and out a little bit. I'm not sure. You might be using a gateway. If you can up the power, up it a little bit, might become a little bit clearer for us. But I'll ask people to give audio reports for Fred as we go round. So next we're going to go to Rod G0 EUZ, and we were debating whether you were going to be here or not, because last week's Ragchew, I'm sure Rod said he wasn't going to be here. Someone said, oh, I'm sure he's not going to be here for the next 2 Ragchews. But here you are, G0EUZ. Rain to you there, Rod.
G0EUZ. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Nice to be back. Yes, we just had the week, so we came back yesterday. Yesterday morning, in fact. We were actually out by 9, so we did very well. Got home before lunch, so yeah, all right. And very good evening to. Yes, he did break up a little bit, but we were okay. And yes, the painting looks good. I didn't realise you'd hurt your foot. That's an issue. But that's the main thing. As they say. So we had a good week. It did. And it brightened up, and it was nice. But these lodges are really good. Get cold at all, so even with the door open. So yeah, we enjoyed it. So back to you, Chris. M7CCS G0EUZ.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, of course, yeah, it's Ragchew Day today. And I said to Donna, right, let's just rest today. And of course, I've clapped the scaffolding tower. I've got a CCTV camera, so yeah, it's hands rained and whatever, so it's down in the garden. They didn't go missing while they were up, but I weren't expecting them to go missing while they were up, because, yeah, they'd make a bit of a jangle when you're taking them down. Yeah, but then the next big job is a kitchen. Now, I have got matching kind of colour kitchen. Shiny panel thing, high-end, not cheap. Originally a Wren kitchen, from what I got out of the Romanian man I picked it up from. Stored in the garage, took it out of the house. They are now moving house. Can't take it with them. It was up for sale, then it went free. I just managed to see it, and it cost me what it cost to move it. It would have cost a lot more money, probably, but a friend of mine, he runs a van service, John Van Man Services, and he lives not far away from the house, and of course, yeah, I've known him for many years, and I messaged him, and he said, I'm free in 30 minutes. So we went and got it. So yeah, I've got the kitchen sorted, and it's ex-showroom. And of course, yeah, it's all good there. There was another one that is exactly the same I was bidding on. But of course, yeah, it worked out that this one was better. So went for that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go round to, I might have the call sign wrong, GW4 ZOM or ZQM. Okay, nothing heard there, but we will try again at some point. So we have call Bobby, KN4 FRK. Rain to you there.
Good evening, guys, from here. It's the afternoon here, so it's been a while since I've been on this net. So kind of looking at your pictures there, Chris, that is a lot of work. That is something that it would take me, I would have to take time off from work to actually do that. That's a lot of work that you put into that. I did notice that you did some work. I did notice that it was cloudy there. It was also sunny. How was the temperature? Did you have to take a break? Was it too hot for you? I mean, I think you guys are a little bit much more north than where I'm actually sitting at. So, anyways, that's really it. It is about 78 degrees today, so I just took a little bit of time, did some HF radio, did some parts on the air, was the Hunter, and part of that. Other than that, this first go around, you did good work there. So I'll send it back to you, Chris, as I'm trying to get back into this net. I've been out for a little bit. So anyway, so this is KN4F4K.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, Bobby. And it's all good for you to join us again. Of course, the one thing, there was a question there, so I'm trying to remember what it was. But of course, it is time consuming. So of course, for the members that have noticed, so it's taken quite a few weeks in a sense, but pretty much a window or a door a day. So it's the preparation that takes the time. So the other day, I didn't really time things much, but the other day, I looked at it, and of course, I had to move a scaffolding tower, make sure the supports were good, then go up, wash the window, then sand it and give it a key, wash the window again to get all the dust off, and then of course you try your best to get it dry and whatever. Of course, temperatures have been quite good to me. Other than on one window, it did rain, and it was a good day, and then it rained. But of course, it then rained for 2 days, so I didn't do anything for 2 days, and then went back to it. But of course, it was spaced out over about 3 weeks, because of course, I went to Shell Island with the guys from the W.D.R.G, so I wasn't there at that time, but I started the job by doing the downstairs windows before I went. But of course, the main thing is the preparation, and I was getting to the time, so I got over to the house at 11 AM the other day, done all the wash down, all the preparation and stuff, masked up around the edges of the windows so you don't get no paint on the glass, and by the time I touched the paintbrush on it for the first coat, it was 5 PM. And when you actually put the paint on, it dries pretty much under 20 minutes, and you can apply another coat, and you pretty much get a whole window done by about 7:30 PM. It is time consuming, but well worth it. And I reckon, I did the guttering with the help of Callum, and of course Callum helped me do the guttering. That took a weekend, but we split it over 2 days. But of course, it pays to take your time and get the job done properly, especially when you've never done it before. It's all good there, Bobby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call for check-ins. Of course, I'm going to offer over and over with the check-ins this time, as we've got quite a few participants. So if you'd like to join in with the Wales Ragchew Net, and I've timed out myself, Charlie Sierra, just in case the end of my over did not get out, I timed out myself. If there's anybody there on the side that would like to join in with the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over. Okay, I can see W.D.R.G sat in the peanut, Chris in Swansea. So of course, if you want to join in at any point when I call for check-ins, you can, but I will mark you as just listening for now. Always good to have a bit of a listen round before joining in. They're via CQ Northwest in the Peanut. Right, I've just glanced my eye over Echolink as well, just to check. So we're going to go back up to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. And Rod, I was the one who thought you were going to be gone for a couple of weeks. I probably misheard when you said you were going to be on vacation. I thought you said 2 weeks, but you popped back in already, and it's good to have you back. Bobby, I think, I'm not for sure, but I think you were also on part of my net on Friday nights, the Tennessee statewide net that we do on Friday nights about 9 o'clock your time, but I'm not for sure. Your call sign looks very familiar to me. Chris, it looks great. You've done a great job on the painting, and probably your neighbors are really mad at you at this point in time, because they probably have bosses that are onto them about getting their stuff done. I know that's the way it is here in the South. When you hear a lawnmower fire up and you know it's not your house, you know very soon you're going to have to get your lawnmower out there to clean up around yours, because keeping up with the neighbors is just something you have to do when you own a house. So I'm sure that you're pushing other people to do their thing too. But anyway, I'll get back to you. Hopefully you heal up good enough to finish all this other stuff up done, and quit doing all these things. You're going to hurt yourself. And you don't want to be a casualty. They say most of the accidents happen right there in the home. Don't want you to be the casualty. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. So I'm going to hope I'm going to get it through, because I've left the Yaesu at the other house. So I'm using the DMR. And of course my gateway is a little bit more powerful. So sometimes I don't always get to it when the gateway is transmitting out. And of course I'm using DMR, which means it's transmitting out. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm getting through good enough, and I'll get a report off Steve. GW5 VOG, round to you there, Steve.
GW5VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yes, you're coming through loud and clear. Perfect audio on that last over, so yeah, it's working. Good evening to Fred the farmer in South Moulton. Let's just maybe think. My family originate. I found this out about a year ago from North Devon. In the Tor Valley, little village in the Tor Valley originally, and then they sort of moved to Barnstaple. I think my father was born in Carnarvon, and his father was born in Carnarvon. But the next one up, my great-grandfather was actually born in Clifton in Bristol, and his father was from Bideford and was sent when he was a young man to the apprentice to be a tailor, I think, that kind of thing. And eventually he moved to Bristol, so that's where the Gloucester and Bristol comes into it. But no, he was in Bristol, I mean, yeah. So yeah, that's where the Gloucester comes in. I think my father had forgotten about the North Devon thing, but my family definitely from your area in North Devon, which I must admit I've only ever been down there once, so I've got to go and explore where my roots are, as it were, one of these days. So GW5. The net controller, Chris. Over to you, Chris.
Thanks very much there, Steve, and thanks for that audio report as well. I know I'm getting through now and I can actually talk. So that's all good. Of course, I've nipped off for the unhealthy habit away from the computer screen at the minute. But of course, for Fred, I'll tell him, net control here. I'm actually based in Shirlington, Gloucestershire, and the net originated in South Wales when I lived there. But of course the net has moved with me, the net has moved location as well. But of course, yeah, it's still available on the network. So of course, that's just a little bit of history out of the way. So we go to Fred at G0 EOB, and yeah, you're welcome on the net. We do this every Saturday night.
Okay, I think it's M7CCS will be returning. Yeah, your signal, I was using full power when I spoke to you, 50 watts on the A3FD400XDE, but your signal was rough as well. In fact, to be put it blunt, he's okay now, but he was rough as assholes. So there's no doubt about that for starting. I think mine was the same. I don't know why that should be, but if you see farmers dipping the sheep, so if you're near a farmer's dip or anything, if you want to just pop yourself in there for a minute or a minute and a half in the sheep dip, and you'll find that the flies won't blow to it at all for 6 weeks, and even if you don't wipe your backside, they won't. So that, you don't face or ears or anything. So if somebody's come to see me, I better clear. Sorry, but
That's okay there, Fred, and of course, yeah, busy being a farmer, and of course, yeah, whether you like him or not, Mr. Clarkson, as I outlined how busy it can be, although he uses a lot of subcontractors, I'm sure you do a lot of the work yourself. And people come to see you, people come to ask for jobs, favours, and of course you've got set time to do things, so it's okay. I'll mark you for listening. I'll call you on the next one. If we don't hear you, we don't hear you. But of course, you can always reinstate yourself when I'm calling for check-ins. So we go round to Rod now, G0 EUZ.
G0 EUZ. Back to the group. Yeah, everybody's perfectly good, receivable and everything. No problem there. Yeah, on Lumos radio, I found a repeater, an analog repeater at Derby, which I could access while I was out with the dog. But despite shouting, I never got a reply. There was supposed to be a DMR repeater at the same location, but I couldn't get any answer for that. But I'm not sure whether DMR repeaters reply the same as analog. So that's all I did while I was away. Today I've actually done quite a bit of FT8. I strung a piece of wire up and having trouble with the Icon IC7100, which seems to happen every time on one PC, whereas the other PC running the Yaesu FTDX3000, I have no trouble with at all. I've just worked on it. So I don't know what the problem is. But yeah, obviously Fred's not there, but he must be to when we got licensed. So it'd be interesting to what he did do, or when he got licensed. He's obviously just a little bit before me, but it's nice. No problem there. I've got some jobs to do tomorrow. She wants a gazebo putting on, so I'm not looking. So I'll pass it back to you, Chris. M7CCS G0 EUZ.
Okay, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. I was premature there and I started it, but I stopped it. But of course, yeah, well, I thought you were getting quite near to the time out there, and of course, yeah, I could get that title away from me, because I'm the one who timed out originally. But of course, yeah, I take the time out normally if I hear a timer, or if it just drops. It can be a timeout depending what's on the timer. Because people do set radios from from about 160 all the way up to all the way up to the 3-minute mark. So we'll give another call and we'll see if we can get the Welsh call sign there. I'm not sure whether I did get it right or not. That might be maybe why he's not coming back, but I didn't get it personal. I didn't manage to write that down. But GW4ZOM or UM or GW4 station that checked in. Are you there? Okay, I don't like to do that, but yeah, it's done now. Of course, next we're going to go round to Bobby, KN4FRK.
KN4FRK here. Real quick, Michael, WA5, Romeo Indigo, Papa. Yes, I've been on your net. Unfortunately, my net here at the local club that I'm involved with here, that net usually starts at 8, goes between 8, 8:40, and then side conversations kick off after that, and sometimes I'm not able to make your net on Friday nights. But yes, I did recognize your call sign there. So, other than that, I got another question, Chris. The Ragchew. I noticed that on my calendar, my invites, I used to log into this or check into this Ragchew on the Brandmeister network. I think it was Taku 2356. I'm looking at more details about this Ragchew. It looks like the DMR network that's usually on. It looks like TGIF, and I do believe I see another DMR network here, Extended Freedom. Is that correct? Other than that, I'm trying to prep for the field day here that's happening. I think it's around June 28th. It's a pretty big contest that happens here. Or, I mean, anybody can check into it, right? But anyways, I'll send it back to you, Chris. This is KN4FRK.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, thanks there, Bobby, and of course, yeah, it's been a while. So, yeah, the Ragchew Net all those years ago, it originated on Brandmeister 2356. And then, of course, yeah, it came a time where we went over to our own network, we built our own network. So you can use DMR on our network, the W.D.R.G network, which is XLX042D. And if you look for my call sign on YouTube, if you haven't already seen the live stream, it's scrolling along the middle, in a sense, and it obviously, yeah, that's probably where you picked up the free DMR and everything. Of course, that is cqnorthwest, so they connect into us when it's next time, and it provides a second Echolink, a second WiresX room, and of course it also provides things like ALLSTAR, Peanut, and analog RF gateways in, not our own. But of course, yeah, they connect in there, and of course many members of the W.D.R.G, we've all got our own WiresX gateways, so I'm actually transmitting in on MB6CCS, which is above me, well, it's in front of me and the antenna's above me, but of course, yeah, that's a gateway I've got here, so that's what I'm actually transmitting in. Yeah, that's the network, but the best way to look at our network is if you go to www.wdrg.uk, it tells you all about the W.D.R.G, but there's also a network tab on there, and it gives you a little network map which shows you how it's all connected, in a sense, without the CQ Northwest bit on. But in the week it's standalone, and then when we've got a net, being Sooty's net in the afternoon, which would be would be very early in the morning for you, or my net, which is on the Saturday night, which you can get in on. Right, I just to say, that's all good. So I've got down to Bobby. I did put GW0GBY via Peanut, but he's no longer there. But he might call in and check in on a radio. And of course, I have also marked 2M0INE, listening via Peanut. So of course, if you do want to check in, you can, and now is the time. So if you'd like to check into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over. Okay, nothing heard. So I've marked 2M0INE as listening on the log there, on the live stream, and in my log. So put it back to net. I suppose we better start doing some food porn and stuff, isn't it? Of course, that's always a topic. So there was a celebration. I kept a little bit quiet about it, but some people knew about it, and some people wished me well and whatever. But Thursday was my birthday, so I got another turn on the coil there. And it's hard when you can't remember 33 or 34 turns on the coil, but I know it's 33 turns on the coil. It feels like 34 because I've been busy. But of course, so I went to 33 turns on the coil, as said, and of course, we had a Georgia queue. So George Foreman grills on an extension lead, like a barbecue, except we didn't have the coals, unfortunately. So we had everything but the coals. So we did a Georgia queue. That worked out pretty well for my birthday. Celebrated that. So we had a nice barbecue, some nice bits of steak on there, some burgers, sausages, etc. Normal stuff. Normally I didn't bore Michael with the details. He's done it all before. He knows the sort of stuff we have. Basically, I had a bit of Jack Daniels and whatever as well to wash it down. I didn't get stupid on my birthday, but of course celebrated it, and didn't do any work on the house on that day either. That's some of the food form with that, the barbecue. Of course, tacos last night, and so we had like the boat tacos, and some meat and some vegetables and salads and whatever. And some cheese, and of course cheesy nacho with nachos as well. Of course the nachos and the salsa sauce, and of course the cheese, and warmed up. Before I time out, that's enough food porn. We're going to go over to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Chris, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, and I'm glad I did remember right, Bobby. I'm glad that you were familiar with me. And if you ever find yourself not doing anything on Friday night, you're always welcome back over to the net anytime. Chris, I'm going to lose my headset here. Chris, I know you noticed, I figure you noticed that you share a birthday with my wife. She turned a little bit older than you, and this was the time that she was figuring on that she was going to get her Social Security retirement, but of course that didn't plan out, so she is retired. She just did a little bit earlier on disability. And she had a little problems last week and this week. She was having an iron infusion and had a massive reaction to it. When you do that, when you have a reaction to it in oncology, you get a lot of people's attention really quick. So nurses and doctors came out of woodwork to check on her. And we thought it was a one-off thing because she had it last week, but she went the next day because she only got partial, a little bit of iron, and they went back the next day and everything was fine. So we were thinking it was just a one-off situation, but this week she had an even larger reaction. They said that sometimes happens when people are going into liver failure. Things change from week to week. So now we know what to look for, and now we're doing a different kind of infusion therapy. And I guess I'm going too far in to do a food porn, so I'll do it on the next round. But I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, of course, the one thing is, what I worry about is, of course, yeah, with your healthcare, you're paying for it. And of course, yeah, we can moan about our health service as much as we want. And we are paying for it in a way. But of course, yeah, ours doesn't always serve us the best way. But of course, yeah, it can't be helped, the investigations, and yeah, you get reactions and things go wrong. But yeah, I would have thought at the first time they'd have pretty much said, yeah, we won't do that again. But yeah, she's now had an even worse reaction. So yeah, they've got to change the therapy there. And I feel for her having to go through that. And I feel, like I said, I might be wrong, I might be right, you might have health insurance, but yeah, I feel for the bank balance as well. So we'll go round to Steve, GW5, VOG. Something we take for granted, our national health. Over to you there, Steve.
GW5 VOG returning. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Michael can fill us in on the next round, but I should think we hear so much about President Trump and his one big beautiful bill or whatever. We sort of know all about American healthcare now, which we never did before. And so I should think Michael's probably covered by care or something like that. But anyway, as I say, he can let us know, which I think that more or less gives you free treatment. So it's not much different to what we are. I think the difference is that it doesn't matter what your medical condition is, you pay the same into it, don't you, through taxation and national insurance and that. Whereas I think in kind of the American situation, there may be limits on payments and that kind of thing, and yeah, it's kind of if you are employable age, you have to have a job, otherwise it can be a bit tricky. Although, as I say, I think the Social Security covers most people now, I think, although that might change sometime in the future. And Chris, you were saying about having tacos. I think that's President Trump's favourite word at the moment, isn't it? Not. Anyway, we won't mention any more politics. Happy birthday to you, Chris. I did see it on Facebook. Yeah, I didn't post a comment. I don't tend to actually use Facebook for anything other than just looking at your information and one or two others. Don't actually give face, if you know what I mean. But you've told us how old you are, and you're younger than my youngest son, so it made me feel old. And yeah, your window painting is just a thought came to me. If all the neighbours are jealous about it, Donna could hire you out to them when you finished your own. You know, you'd love that. And I'm really impressed by Fred's signal report for you. That's a new one now. You're rough as old what's names, so there we are. Anyway, with that before a timeout. It's M7CCS from GW5VOG. Back to you, Chris.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, you didn't time, mate. You've got a timer running now, I reckon. You feel embarrassed that you received the timeout bar as a Blackpool. You've got a timer now. But yeah, it's all good. Yeah, if Fred is listening with us, but of course, yeah, he might have been going away for more than just a few minutes, but he might still be listening to us. G0EOB, are you still with us, Fred? Or are you, if you're too busy, it doesn't matter. I'll call you again at some other point. Okay, he might be too busy, or he's turned his ears off totally. Right, we will go round to Bobby now, KN4FRK.
KN4FRK here. So you did mention tacos, right? So I'm an American, was born here, right, in the U.S. My grandparents are Mexican. So I guess next time you do tacos, maybe you might want to post it on Facebook so we can all see your tacos. I'd like to see them, right? At least, you know, how you fix them. But I won't judge. Tacos are good. They're good for everyone, so I'm into that as well. Chris, I was actually, while everybody was speaking, I did look at the website. That's a pretty solid network out there. I didn't think it was that big, so that's a pretty big network out there. So I was a little bit surprised with that. So other than that, that's about it, guys. I'm probably going to see if I can fix some tacos here, whatever I can find here. The whole family's on vacation. I had to stay back home. Only because we have 2 birds and 2 dogs, and I had to stay with them. So I'm probably gonna fix some tacos. I do have all the ingredients in there. So, anyways, Chris, I'll send it back to you. This is KN4FRK.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, Bobby. And yeah, I'm feeling hungry. But I am starting to smell the meat in the slow cooker. So yeah, Mike, it's something Michael is in again. The healthy kebab. I think I've shown them on the Ragchew actually a couple of times. But yeah, the healthy kebab. So of course it's butter chicken, and of course we do it in the slow cooker. So it's cooked over the day, and yeah, a bit of naan bread, a bit of cheese, and some healthy salad. Yeah. It's a fake-away, that's what Donna calls it, fake-away kebab. But it's a lot healthier than going and seeing George or whoever, I'm not going to call out names, I don't want to be called anything for stereotyping kebab men. But they've got big knives. Yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if anyone would like to check in to the Wales Ragchew Net. If you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over.
210 November Echo, you're going to leave. I'll have to listen because it's rather noisy tonight.
Yeah, 2M0INE. Thanks very much there. I did get these. Oh, it's Malcolm. There we go. I gotta say thank you. The fact that I'm using the Fernando version of Peanut, and I've got it on a screen with the audio off because obviously I've got the last heard list there, and that's just helped me out. So yeah, I know it's Malcolm there, and of course yeah, nice to hear you there. The audio was a bit hot. It was a bit hot, but I think you said you might have been travelling. Back over to you there, Malcolm. 2M0INE.
Yeah, Roger, I'm at the local bowling club tonight. I will not stay on too long. It's music. An old friend of mine playing tonight, but I'll sit on the side and listen. I'm enjoying the conversation. 70 now.
Yeah, thanks very much there. Of course, yeah, there's obviously all the background noise there, and I did hear it a lot more on that transmission. Malcolm. So yeah, enjoy listening there, and thanks for coming in for and over there as well. And of course, yeah, you'll be able to hear us before you watch that music concert there. So hope you enjoy that, whoever it is you're seeing. Right, would anybody else like to check in to the Wales Ragchew Net, be number 10? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over.
Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. A bit late because I just need to pick a bike up. But yeah, it's just starting to hammer down here. So it's not the best. So everything's packed away and ready for the weekend. Well, tomorrow hopefully it's dry over the next couple of days. And then managed to do the patio on the back of the decking. So that's all done before the rain came. But the creosote didn't arrive, so I've got to wait to treat it. But yeah, all looking good. Hope everybody's alright. This is 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem being late there. Well, you're not really got half an hour left. More than half an hour left, really. If you count the minutes and seconds. And I know you do, Monty. Of course, yeah, thanks for being number 10. Have we got a number 11? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over for the Wales Ragchew Net. List. And the top of the list I will control on the live stream is myself. But of course, I'm net control there. I'm happy to be here. I think I've missed the call sign. I have missed it. So I'm going to go straight to it. Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot, Golf November, Neil. There's a bit of loss on there, but you might have just been a bit quick on the unkeying. Over to you, Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot, Golf November, Neil.
Mike Whiskey 6. Chris and I to everybody in the group as around coming across there. A bit touch and go on my end at the moment.
As soon as you said touch and go, yeah. Hopefully Daryl has taught you how to do them, or you know how to do them. There are updates to do. So there's actually, yeah, while we're on the subject, I'll open it up to everyone. So if you're using WPSD, there is now a new command. I think it's, obviously you've got WPSD update, you've got WPSD update space OS, and then you've got WPSD update space all. I might be wrong on that command, but I know it's got all in it. Yeah, I did that myself today because I knew I was coming here to do the Ragchew Net, and I wanted things to work after being away for a week. But of course, yeah, what I done is I typed my IP address, colon 2, and then 4 twos, and then sign into the back window like you would on the PyStar. With PyStar Raspberry, if you're using the Jano Spot, it's Jano Spot 2003, and no, it's PyStar, and the password is Jano Spot 2003. I don't know what the credentials are for a DV Mega, but I'm sure people will know. But it's all good. That's all good. Nice to get you in there, Neil. We will go to Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
meal with them. So she would cook up put the chickens in a taco-type sauce and put some other things with it. And when you went to get she had some soft taco shells, and they weren't good. They had gone bad, I guess. Had them out for a little while. So instead she added some peppers and some avocado and some other things, and we just put it in a bowl and ate it like that. So that was a redo on her meal. Our son last week had done a graduation party with a friend of his, and his son was graduating from high school, and he gave us a big container of brisket. So my wife took that brisket and fried up some potatoes with peppers and onions, and put that brisket and some pulled pork barbecue in with it, mixed it all up into bowls, and then she fried an egg and put it on top of it, and that's what I've been having for breakfast. So that's my food form for this week. And Rod, I've been having trouble with the sunstorms. Yesterday I hardly made any contacts, and today has been kind of slow today because of the sun doing its damage. I'm ready for it to settle down so we can start making some FTA contacts for myself. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo Papa.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Michael. And for anybody watching the live stream, try and get there, Neil. And it is replayable after. I've actually started doing the update for WPSD, broadcasting it live because I'm not actually talking into that. Of course, yeah, I'm doing my update there. I'm performing my maintenance tasks and whatever. So I've chucked the first command in, after signing in. So it's doing that live if you're watching the live stream. I will do all three commands. Well, there we go. It's come up in blue. So it gives you the information there, and it shows you what the commands are. So there is a sudo WPSD colon update space OS, and of course, yeah, the same, and then space all. Yeah, just to confirm that. So I will now put it round to GW5, the OG. Round to you there, Steve.
GW5, the OG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, you were right. I'm trying to look at at my dashboard and chat when I'm running out of time. I'm also aware that we've got quite a few people on the net tonight, so that's a good reason for not talking so long. And I have to say, you're such a good net controller that you've timed out quite a few times recently just to make me feel better. That's really good of you. Thank you very much. The other thing I've noted down here, when I was in your hometown of Cheltenham a couple of weeks ago when you were up in Shell Island, I noticed that there was a branch of Taco Bell on the high street, I think. So there we are, the taco theme again. I wonder if you've ever been there and tried it. I'm not sure. I think aficionados of taco look down at Taco Bell a little bit, I think. Anyway, so, yes, Michael, sorry to hear about your wife, by the way, and the trouble she had with her treatment. Let's hope it's all back on course now and everything goes well. Yeah, so with that, I look at my dashboard, 90 seconds gone, so M7CCS from GW5, VOG, back to you, Chris.
Yeah, thanks there, Steve, and of course, yeah, multitasking here. So for anyone that is watching the live stream, I've done the update on the hotspot I've already done. So what I'm actually going to do is take it to a hotspot that I haven't done. And I'm going to try and do it in the normal way, as you guys would go. So, you know, there's a hotspot. I've got it up on the screen anyway. So yeah, just follow the lead if you basically want to go ahead with it, and you'll see what I do. and how I changed that address a little bit. I just makes it a bit easier for me. So we see if Fred is out there. G0 EOB. Fred, are you back with us? Okay, nothing heard from Fred, so we will go round to Rod, G0 EUZ.
G0 EUZ. Michael, yeah, sorry to hear Kathy's had so much trouble. I was in having an infusion, but she had a bad reaction. I've never had one, but they always ask me, you know, how did you go on? So I don't see, they've reduced the it takes to do the infusion, you know, so they're obviously quite happy. I have a bad reaction to the tablets, iron tablets, which I'm supposed to be on, which I've not taken. Reaction. So, apart from that, yeah, I'm doing very well, I think. I shall take a couple of days, but we won't go into that one. Food porn, yes, last time, Chris, but that's not a problem. Yeah, we had some nice takeaways while we were away. Some very nice fish and chips one night. There's a very good Indian restaurant down there, which we've actually eaten in, but it's very expensive. Not cheap, it's a takeaway. And then we had a Chinese, which we brought half of it back, so I should be eating a week. So tonight I had smoky barbecue ribs, which were bought from Asda for a change. And they're not as good as... but barbecue-wise, yes, I've not had a barbecue for a lot of years. I can't remember the last time I lit it. I've thrown one away. I've still got two. So I can do it at any point. Anyway, before a time out, I'll pass it back. M7CCS these.
Yeah, Mike 7 and Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, Rob. So I said I'd do another one, but it turned out to be a Pi-Star one, but even that needed an update. Yeah, that's all good. Of course, I'm trying not to type, and yeah, I have problems there. Luckily, so we go to KN4FRK. Round to you there, Bobby.
KN4FRK here. So that's I'm actually watching the stream right now, Chris. So I do have a hotspot here, and I am running that WPSD. Today's check-in is through my WiresX. I'm actually using my FTM 400 to check in to this net, and when you brought that up, I had just wrapped up the update to my hotspot, and I've always done it through the GUI part. Never done it through the command line like you were doing, so that was actually, you were actually teaching me something, so not too bad. Everybody mentions food here and there, and you were actually teaching. Other than that, that's really it for me, guys. I think I'm gonna just, if we do another round, I think that will be my last round. So, and I'll send it back to you, Chris. This is KN4FRK.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem there, Bobby. And of course, like I said, I was doing it for Neil, so Neil can watch it back as well and things like that. But of course, yeah, it helps everyone out. So I did do the WPSD, which was the first one I did. Then I went in for the mobile hotspot, as it said on there. And of course, yeah, that one is just on Pi-Star better. And so of course, yeah, well, no, it's not better, it's just normal Pi-Star up-to-date one. So that's all good. I can see Mark sat there in Echolink as well. So we've spoken to Bobby, so now we will go to 2W1CER, and I am really sorry, Rod, for leaving you out last time. So 2W1CER, 1C, right to you.
Yeah, Twitter here, yeah. Just had to run outside, I'd left something outside, and it's absolutely hammering down. It's like a thunderstorm coming. But I suppose we need it for the lawns, and the reservoirs around there are really low. People are panicking because it's gone beyond danger levels now, they reckon, for the time of year. It shouldn't be this low this early. Yeah. But yeah, the rain's here again, typical. All the kids went out to play and it started raining. But not my problem. But there you go. I'm sorry I missed the conversation. I was in the kitchen getting some chocolate. So I don't know what the topics are, to be honest. And all I can talk about is the weather because I'm British and that's what we talk about. Mind you, the Americans are just as bad for it. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on lately. It's all a bit strange weather-wise and planning anything, because I want to go away for a little holiday, and every time I book a date, the hospital phone up and give me an appointment. Come on. Can't keep spoiling. They must have a link into my calendar or something, because every time I put it in my calendar, my Google calendar, the hospital send me a letter to give me an appointment on the same day. I'm like, oh, no. But the hospital appointments are quite important. But we'll see how we go along. But, the old bill just shot down the road, so somebody's obviously hit the hedge in the rain. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to, pardon me, reach around here for a second and let you get back to it. Well, it was about 7 seconds when we first started going out, but it seems that no, it ain't that, and it can't be that long because I'm seeing it back there. So, and I'm on the YouTube live on my phone as well with the audio off. So, yeah, you did get the time out there, Monty, unfortunately, but it's all good, and you keep reaching out your window, see what's going on. What you need is a PTZ camera. You can swing it around and see everything that's going on from the inside. Hi. But the only thing is, they don't like bushes, hedges, pretty lights. They go off at any little bit of movement. So we'll go around to Neil, Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot Golf November.
6 Foxtrot Golf November, returning now to you first. The updates actually, seeing how well I'm coming across now, because I know I would have been coming across quite rocky last time. I've not done no updates for a while, I've not been in here for a while, so I'm not expecting anything to run smoothly. But the track is being pulled apart completely. We'll be off air for a while I renovate it all. It's having a complete refurb. You name it, everything new. So, yeah. Space for me to put stuff, and then we do it when I come in. Could be similar layout to what I've got anyway, but just different way round probably. I need to change. Still my head. As you know, that's a different story. I'm glad you're okay, and oh yeah. That's it, mate. Hope you had a good one. Back to you there, mate, from Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot Golf.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem there, Neil. And yeah, you're getting through to us, but yeah, just get those updates in, and you'll be good to go. Of course, yeah, you got the odd drop, and that's because the updates aren't there. But get the updates in, and you're good to go. And a comment to Bobby, I forgot to say it when I was actually saying it, and is of course, yeah, I've never really used the GUI, only when I first used it, until I knew what I was doing, because normally anything Raspberry Pi or Linux based, of course I've been playing with Linux pretty much since Raspberry Jam was launched, and the first Pi. So I've always used the GUI window, if I can get into it, via an interface, and via a web window, or via a port, etc. And of course, yeah, a colon and 4 twos on the end of the IP address has been my friend for a long time. And of course it blows the whole thing up. You just concentrate on what it's doing. And then, yeah, just take it out of the address afterwards, and you go back to the GUI. So, all good. So, we've just had Neil, so we'll see if Mark in the Echolink would like to join us, and be number 12. Golf 1, Yankee, Whiskey, Yankee, via the Echolink MB6PG. Okay, I'll put that one as just listening. And there's another Echolink station now. So I'll give it a direct call. To be, yeah, I'm not going to say the number. MW0AXD, right to you there, Andy.
MW0AXD, yeah, not sure what's going on with the XLX, but things in Swansea just went dead, and yeah, me and Dan been trying to figure out what's going on, so I'll see if I can come in via the Echolink, and yeah, now we can hear you loud and clear, so I might try and see if I can rejig my little repeater box stuff through the Echolink, but yeah, kick the disastrous street wrong, so we'll see what happens. Thanks to you, Chris.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, you seem to come through, not a problem there, Andy. You didn't seem too much of a problem with me. Even the audio levels were kind of, yeah, nice. So, but of course, yeah, you could have always got a WiresX radio. I don't know if you've got one yet. But yeah, get a WiresX radio out. And I have heard you on the WG, so WW. And so, of course, yeah, could have got the WiresX radio out, go on search and direct Wales-WDRG. Or if you've got a Yaesu type of handheld, you go to where the star is once you're in WiresX, and put 87517 in. Yeah, direct it there. Of course, I've not actually looked to see if WW did come in, because Kev was putting it on a time slot for it to come in, but the problem being is, with that is, of course, people do change it over, and then it doesn't go back there, with the scheduler software. But it's just a box you tick, which says don't allow round QSO during the time, and it keeps it locked. So, yeah, it's just a minor thing to do. But, you know, I'm busy with lots of things at the minute, so I haven't always got time to message Kevin. When I do, I think I message too much. Hi. But, yeah, good to have you in there, Andy. So we'll see if anybody else would like to check in with an over. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location. If not, I will let Michael judge the gap and pick it up for Whiskey Alpha 5 Romeo India Papa.
hearing anybody, I'm going to say this is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. And Rod and Stephen, thanks so much for the kind words about my wife. That when you have a liver issue like that, you never know what's going to happen next, really and truly. It changes from week to week. I did think about you this week, Rod. There was a young man in there that had been tested, and they gave him his results back, and he knew what was going to happen because it's happened several times before. He was just like you, Rod. He was making an excessive amount of platelets, and so an excessive amount of hemoglobin. And unfortunately, the oncology center where they were at, they can't use it. They can take it out of him, but they throw it away. So they referred him to another place in our area where they would take it out of him and then give it to somebody else who needed it. It's just was one of the things they do. They, purify it up a little bit, and then somebody who's low on platelets and hemoglobin, they will get that same free of charge. And I think about the insurance yesterday. I remember when I had my stroke, I was in ICU for about 2 weeks, in the hospital for about 3 weeks, and in rehab, and then also rehabilitation for about 2.5 years. I know they cost just the first few weeks cost it's just $500,000, and then all total probably over $1 million. I paid about $4,000 for the treatment. So it's hard for me to complain about that, but it's a good thing to have, and always I probably wouldn't be here without it. I'm going to turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, like 7 Charlie Sierra. It's like I say, we've got the NHS. We moan and quibble about the way it functions, but of course, we don't really have to lay our hand out only for like medication, like prescriptions. That's a hard one to swallow. There's the thousands, but I have heard the stories before. But healthcare is a big business over there. We go round to Steve, GW5 at VOG.
GW5 VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I've just bought myself a pint of beer, so cheers and beers to everybody. The health service is good, I think. I try and avoid being a customer there at all, but the few times that I have had to call on it, it's done me well. And my wife is kind of the opposite. She tends to be at the doctor's every other week. We've got brilliant GPs here in Bernard, the ones we're with anyway. She never seems to have to wait. She can phone at 8:30 in the morning and get seen an hour later by a doctor, or these days they use telephone video calls, don't they, a lot, that sort of thing. So, as I say, you can't complain. And Chris, you were saying that the only thing you have to pay for is prescriptions. Well, you shouldn't have moved from Wales, because we get them free. And you don't in England. I don't know how much it is. It used to be, the last time we had to pay, it was £6. So I should think it's a bit more than that now. So come back to Wales and you'll be totally free. We get free, when we're old age pensioners, we get free bus passes. But we can't use them in England. That's the only drawback with that, which is kind of limits a little bit. If you're in England and you've got an old age pensioner bus pass, you can go all around the country anywhere you want. And we're just limited to our own little Wales here. So, you'll get a free bus pass there in England when you retire, but as you've just revealed tonight, that's quite a long way away, so you'll have to carry on driving, I think. Right, so I don't think this is a 73 round, that must be the next one, so GW5 VOG returning to M7CCS, Chris, the net controller.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Not quite yet, but yeah, it will be 7-3 on the next one. So I don't think Fred is with us, but he would have called up, I'm sure, if he was. So we will go right to Rod G0, EUZ.
G0, back to the group. I can't complain about the NHS. They've done me well. Fortunately, I do get free prescriptions because I do get a lot of tablets, although not as many as I was on, because well, most of them have stopped. I just have this injection every 3 weeks, and that, I believe, is very expensive because in a pen which contains 2 doses, and in the box there's 2 needles, and because of the delivery system is quite cheap, really. So yeah, I can imagine that's the expensive bit, and it's nothing to do with the drug that's in them. Once every 3 weeks is not so bad. Next time I see you, I was on 2, and that was bringing my platelets down a little bit too low, so that's why she knocked it About this particular injection, not only does it control the platelets, it controls the deformed gene, the JAK2 gene, that causes it all. So it destroys them as well, so it does a double whammy. So yeah, hopefully I shall be much better. Nothing else to add at the moment, so I'll pass it back to you, Chris. M7C.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, thanks very much. And yeah, of course, yeah, I had my free prescriptions, Steve, and then I left the country. Hi. But yeah, fully aware they were free there, and they're still free for me here. But yeah, luckily. But of course, yeah, Donna's aren't. But of course, yeah, that's what was it? I think it's like $14.75 for a certificate every month. And then you can get as many prescriptions as you want. So yeah, there are ways around it. Instead of paying per item, just get a certificate. Because if you're paying for your per item, it's going to cost you more if you're on long-term medication, in a sense. So yeah, all good. I'm trying to remember where we were now because I'm not in front of the screen. I've got a feeling it was Rod we just spoke to. So we are going to Bobby, KN4FRK.
Hey guys, KN4FRK. Just real quick, I'm actually going to cut it short. My son-in-law's here to pick me up to take, I got to go pick up my car from the shop. So, had some tires replaced, so I'm on my way out there before they close out, or before they close for the day. Anyways, so I'm going to say 73, so all you guys, it's been a while since I got on this net. I'm going to try to make it more into a habit of trying to get onto this, this net. I enjoy hearing everybody's comments on here, so I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because I do have to leave to go pick up my car. So 73 to everyone, and you guys be safe out there, and we will speak on the next net. This is KN4FRK.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, you're welcome there, Bobby. And of course, yeah, on the next net, we'll catch you then. So we will go round to Monty, 2W1 TER. You finished looking out the windows?
2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo. No, I'm gearing up for Doctor Who. I've seen some headlines and I've tried to avoid them. But yeah, as for the old bus pass, you get it when you're 60 in Wales, but it gives you free train travel as well on certain trains, which is good to chug around. You get all the coastline trains, and I can get Shrewsbury for free, and yeah, it's alright, the bus pass. Quite handy. Free travel all over Wales and trains. And it doesn't cost you a penny. And I think you get a third discount when you book your tickets on the train line as well if you use your bus pass. So it's a win-win. It's free. Bad, yeah, for prescriptions, yeah, they're all free. And as for the NHS, yeah, well, you all know I've been going through chemo and all that lot, and didn't pay a penny. And I had my operation and everything, not a penny. It's a brilliant service, and unfortunately, governments past and present are not doing enough to support it, I don't think. But then you've got to look at people's attitudes to it as well, because the costing of things have gone up. Like years ago, you know, you'd have an accident and two blokes in army surplus would turn up, chuck you on a stretcher, throw you in the back of a transit and take you to hospital. You know, and the transit probably cost £1,000. Nowadays, you're looking at £12 million for ambulance with paramedics and everything, highly trained staff in it. So, you know, things have changed in the running costs, cap machines, MIT machines, you know, it's just not funded enough. And I'm pretty sure if the government actually turned around and said to the people, look, we'll charge you 5 pence a week extra. Yeah, the NHS is a fantastic place, but it's so understaffed and struggling. And nobody wants to go into the job. Nobody wants to be nurses since they changed it to university training only. It's a rubbish system. When I was a nurse and they was bringing Project 2000 in, we all said it'd fail, and it failed. It fell right on its arse. But, yeah, we've got to deal with it. But, of course, we've got pressure now from America to privatise it because they want the money, and this insurance scheme stuff is rubbish because we already pay insurance. That's what it's called national insurance for. And we should fight against privatisation with our dying breath because it's just wrong. But there you go. We're used to it. 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo back to control.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra getting political now, National Health Service. Yeah, it is good. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Monty. Of course, yeah, used to be 2 army surplus and a transit and a bed and a stretcher. I remember that, even at my age. And then, yeah, it went to technicians, paramedics, and yeah, it costs probably nearly quite a few thousand to keep out an ambulance now, and the technicians, and pay the wages, and all that kind of thing. But it's just never allowed for information. But also, without saying it the wrong way, we've got a lot more people in this country than we did when the NHS, well, it was the DHS service, wasn't it? If I get it right off casualty, because of my age. It was the DHSS run the hospital at one point. And then it became the National Health Service. It pretty much, yeah, it would have probably got its funding, but it was all under an old model, and yeah, even though they know they got it wrong, yeah, we all wouldn't mind paying that extra little bit just to make it and get the people it needs. But yeah, on the other one, I did hear on the radio a couple of times, what was it? It's not Severn Trent Water, it's another water company, and of course, yeah, there's a river, and then yeah, it's what that water company's called, and I can't remember what it is, but they've had a massive fine or something, and the government are on about privatising the water, yeah, because you can't change your water provider like you can your electric and gas provider, can you? But it's pretty much what they said. So, we will go round to Neil, Michael Whiskey 6, Foxtrot, Golf November.
Whiskey 6, Foxtrot, Golf November, for me. Yeah. Going a bit off subject there at the moment. Chris, do you remember my Citroen? I'm sure you do. It's last October, and we've now been told we can just look for another car because they can't repair it. It went in for a catalytic converter fault. They reckon they changed the catalytic converter. We had it back. If we didn't have it back, we didn't have it back 12 hours. Same fault come off the screen, and that we done that for 4 or 5 times. So we're stuck with a courtesy car again. This is a full courtesy car we're stuck with, and we phoned them up to try and get a progress report on it, and they said, well, we're no nearer closer now than what it was coming to us because we haven't got a technician who's been looking at this. So what a caper, eh? So yeah, we're in the process of we're going to be looking for a new right now. So we've got all our personal belongings out of there and get it ready to change over. I don't see that, Chris. We're going to see 6 hot shot bolts and sorry about going off there. You know about that one because that was it's been going on since last October, so it's been nuts, it really has. Legit.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Don't go blaming me for going down that bumpy lane and has done it. But you did do that 3 days after you had it, didn't you? I think I remember with the Citroen. I did go in it, didn't I? And of course, yeah, I've been here a couple of years, so it's been sat there depreciating in value. You haven't had no use out of it. It's costing, the scheme that's giving it you, it's costing them money, and it's costing them money in hire cars. They might as well just give you a new car at the beginning, hasn't they? Yeah, I'm guessing you're not going to go for a Citroen again. Hi. Yeah, that's all good. I'm looking at my list. So yeah, in play, we've got Andy MW0AXD. Round to you there, Andy. And then we will go up to the top of the list, and we will start tying the bows and do the 7 free range. So round to you there, Andy MW0AXD.
MW0AXD returning. Yeah, whatever the problems were with the repeater, it's now being solved, so coming in through GB3WW now. So I'm not sure what the hiccup was, but yeah, it's been an interesting week on HF with 6 meters and 4 meters, and been slowly clocking in some more QSOs abroad in foreign countries on new bands, so it's been fun, but yeah, other than that, a bit of a disappointing day today on the radio. Just been struggling to now get into the propagation game, as they call it. Otherwise, it's been pretty busy, yeah. So just plodding on with life and hoping for some normality to return. 6 weeks to 3 months, so we'll see what happens. So, yeah, hopefully catch you on the weekly net for the morning ones eventually. But, yeah, things are too busy at the moment. So, that's it from me. Have a good evening, and, yeah, I'll catch you over the 73s.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, and thanks very much there. And of course, yeah, accessing via WW there. Of course, using RF there, so there was a little blip occasionally. But of course, other than that, it was all quite solid with the audio. So, yeah, nice to hear WW get some. At the end, we're going out across South Wales in Port Talbot. So, yeah, Port Talbot started. So, of course, yeah, that's good to be going out there at the end. My log page, and I figured out what the error was, and that I was getting the problems with. And yeah, in the control software, I was getting the error where it wasn't coming straight up to me. It's because it was refreshing it every time I loaded it and then I did a sign in again. So it wasn't updating when I updated it on my other screen. We're going to go round and we are going to do the 7-3 round. So we're going to go round to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, for his last over, and 7-3. Round to you there, Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
It's been a great net. Had a good time tonight and enjoyed it. And we got some new people in. There's some recurring people who haven't been here in a while, some new people, and our old standbys that we always had. So it's always a fun time. And I hope everybody has a great week. And we'll join up again next Saturday. And 73 from Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, Michael. And yeah, because we've had some old, we've had some new, and of course we've had the ones that are here every week. But not always every week, because we're not always here every week, and nor have I been. But of course, we've changed things for that. The one thing, we've got to get it in. So St. Valentine's Day coming up next year. It is on a Saturday, so I don't think there will be a Wales Ragchew Net on that day. To be honest, I think we'd all get into trouble. That's an advance warning. There won't be one on St. Valentine's Day. Hi. But also, that's a bit of a niggly for me as well, because of course what happened with my dad. It's all good there. So we keep it on a high note, and we'll go round to Steve, GW5 VOG, round to you for your last over of the Wales Ragchew Net this week, and your 7-3.
GW5 VOG returning, thank you, Chris. Yeah, 73 to everybody. It's been a good net, as usual. I think in my paper log here I've got 12 call signs, so it's the dirty dozen, which is pretty good, I think. Pretty good. We usually get up to about 10, I think, but we've done well tonight. And I never said hi to Monty, by the way, so good to hear you, Monty. And Chris, just a couple of quick items for you. The NHS, of course, is a Welsh invention. Aneurin Bevan in Trenegar started a health service there, and then he was health minister when the actual National Health Service was set up, and he used the model that he had in Trenegar. So that's that. The river you couldn't remember, the River Thames, the principal river in England, which starts quite near to where you are, I think, and ends up rolling through London, Old Father Thames, and it's Thames water, the water which is in trouble. Again, below the trumpet for Wales, we have a privatised water company called Welsh Water, but it's not for profit. It's like a community enterprise, although I believe the directors do pay themselves large bonuses and things like that, just the same as the others, but we don't pay any money out to shareholders. So there we are. And so 73 to everybody. Hopefully speak to you all again next week. Thank you, Chris, for being net controller. So M7CCS from GW5VOG for the last time. Back to you.
Yep, 7-3 to you there, and of course, all good, and thanks for the history, the information, the memory jogs. The Thames, it runs all the way up to London, no wonder it had the biggest pollution fine. But of course, it's apparently it's to do with, apparently, they're paying their fines and whatever, but they're willing to accept the fines and still pay the people, shareholders' money. That's the thing. They're saying about privatising it. I think that, you know, and get me wrong on this model, because you think of Germany, they pipe off all the heat from methane, and some places in America, they pipe off the methane and heat homes and factories, villages, to say. So, yeah, we should have everything privatised, gas, electricity, and everything, water, all privatised, and it comes in as one bill for the council tax. Yeah, we'd have a little bit of a higher one, but of course more of us paying it, which means yeah, it would be more equal. Of course, so it would be good communal fuel, shall we say. So we'll see if Fred the Farmer's around, G0EOB, whether he's making us food or but then he just talk about sheep dipping. So yeah, making us food, lad. Over to you, G0EOB, if you were still around for a 7-3. If not, I'll give you an honorary. Okay, next we go round to Ross, G0EUZ.
G0EUZ. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea actually. All lumped in. And yeah, I mean these power stations, they give off a lot of which is wasted, you know, in the giant cooling towers that could be used to supplement the heat, either in industry or in people's houses. You know, it would be good, but we'll not get that because our politicians, unfortunately, are these very same shareholders that they want their money out. And yes, Thames Water, they actually owe several billion in the red already. So the fine won't help, but yeah, they're still paying out shareholder money when they were told not to. So there we go. Anyway, we'll say 7-3. Been a good night, and let's hope we'll all do it again next week. M7CCS G0EUZ.
Yeah, Mike, 7, Charlie Sierra, yeah, 7-3, and yeah, I think it would be a good idea because, yeah, you think about it, we're not, well, it seems like yesterday we still are apparently, in this cost of living crisis, and the one thing that went up was energy. Now, if that was owned by the government, they would have had the power to pull it back down to what it costs to generate it, and stuff like that, but yeah, the winner was the big four, weren't they? Kind of thing. But all good. So I know that yeah, I didn't mark it, but yeah, KN4FRK, he did say 7-3 on the last round. So I will mark that. And now I've got to go down, move the list down a little bit. So we're going to Twitter, 2W1CER.
Yeah, Twitter there. Yeah, it's still raining, but yeah, I've just bought an XS650 Roadster, if anybody's interested. Probably not, or anybody knows the motorbikes. 1980 model. Went to Leominster to get it. Well, he said it was Leominster. It turned out to be some crazy back road farm right out in the sticks. And then, of course, my GPS decided to take me down all these weird back roads. Which is enjoyable because it was nice and sunny at the time, but gee, there was some strange roads. But we went through this little village and it was all like black and white cottages, and it looked like something right out of the past. All Tudor buildings and not one straight line on any building. Everybody was laughing because one had leaned one way, one had leaned the other way, one was sticking out, one was... Oh, it's good fun. But anyway, 7-3's all, nice to chat, and yeah, see you all next weekend. Take care and have fun during the week. Don't eat much. And to everybody else with health issues, stay strong, fight the fight, and be positive, because it helps. So, 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo, loving you all, big hugs and kisses.
Yep, okay then, Monty. Thanks very much, and 88 to you as well. So we'll go round to Neil, Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot Golf November for your 7-3. Okay, I might have been a little bit too soon. So we'll go round to Neil for your 7-3, Mike 6, Foxtrot Golf November. Okay, Neil might have had to just jot off there. It looks like I am definitely going through the network, so it's not the old net. Well, it ends in net, the network, and they have a lot of analog RF gateways, and there's one quite close to me sometimes interferes. Yeah, we will now go round to Andy, MW0AXD. Round to you there, Andy.
MW0AXD. Yeah, thanks for putting on the net again, Chris. It's been a fun day listening in. And yeah, look forward to it in next week. So I'll try and make more of an effort this week to try and come into like the informal morning ones of Eddie City's net. Hopefully I'm less busy. But yeah, it's been fun, so everyone have a great evening, great weekend, and hopefully they're not affected by the incoming sort of wet weather that's coming today. So all the best, and have a great evening.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, I'm sure I'll catch you on the informal nets, as you call it, but over on 235. With Ron and Hans and Mark. But of course, yeah, I don't tend to get there every day at the moment. Of course, I tend to get there maybe about twice a week or once a week, and then yeah, we catch up, and yeah, I constant time mate then. He's basically explaining everything, and yes. You know the drill. It then gets explained back to you sometimes, but it's all good. And of course, yeah, Hans and they're happy to hear about the renovations and that. But that's one of the things people aren't always here in the week, and they don't hear it. But of course, sometimes I can be telling the same stuff on the net, so that's all good. So I've got to scroll back the screen that you can't see. And we'll say who was in the net. So in the Wales Ragchew Net this week, on the 31st of May, 2025, was myself, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, as the net control by MB6CCS. We had Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, GW5, VOG, Steve, G0, EOB, Fred the Farmer in Devon. We had G0EUZ, Rod in Cottenham. We had a GW4 ZOM, I think it was, but we'd never got a correction on it, and then it never came back. We had N4 FRK, Robert, which is actually Bobby. We had GW0GVY via PNet, Chris in Swansea was listening for a while. We had 2M0INE via PNet. And of course, they come in for an over and had a concert there, Malcolm. We had 2W1 TER, Monty. We had Mike Whiskey 6, Foxtrot Golf November, Neil. I'm keeping an eye on the time. We had G1 Yankee Whiskey Yankee. Mark was listening via Echolink. And we had MW0AXD, Andy. Andy came in via the repeater, GB3 Whiskey. But also via some other gadgetry device that he made. So catch City on Wednesday at 16:30. I've been Mike 7 at Charlie Sierra. I'm going to end the live after I press the button, and of course it's just so that people will subscribe to the page, and of course yeah, you get notifications when it goes live there. So 7-3 from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra with my time, mate. 7-3 all.